If you've ever wrapped tomatoes, lemon, or salty food in aluminum foil before throwing it on the grill or in the oven, you need to watch this. You might think aluminum foil is just a simple, harmless kitchen tool. But what most people don't know is that a chemical reaction can happen when you cook with it, causing metal to leach directly into your food. And it happens with some of the most common ingredients we use every single day. Let's start with a basic fact that might surprise you. Aluminum foil is not inert. That means it's not totally stable. It can react with other substances, especially when you add heat. Think about it. When you're grilling fish with lemon slices on top, wrapped in a foil packet, or baking a lasagna with a rich tomato sauce covered in foil, you're creating the perfect storm. The heat from the oven or grill speeds up chemical reactions, and the ingredients you're using are the key culprits. It turns out that the foods that cause the most aluminum to transfer are the ones people cook with all the time. This isn't some rare, bizarre scenario. It's happening in kitchens everywhere, every night. The big question is, how much does it really matter? We'll get to that, but first, let's understand exactly what's going on inside that foil packet. So, what is this chemical reaction? It's actually pretty simple. The main triggers are acids and salts. When you have acidic foods like tomatoes, citrus fruits such as lemons or limes, or anything with vinegar in it, they react with the aluminum. The same thing happens with very salty foods or brines. This combination of acid or salt, plus heat, causes the aluminum metal to break down into tiny particles called aluminum ions. And where do those ions go? Straight into your food. Now, the million-dollar question: how much aluminum actually gets into your food, and is it dangerous? Let's break it down. Our bodies can handle very small amounts of aluminum. It's one of the most abundant metals on Earth, and we're exposed to it from many sources, including water and even some foods naturally. The problem isn't a single meal cooked in foil. The real concern is repeated, long-term exposure. If you're using aluminum foil to cook acidic or salty dishes multiple times a week, that exposure starts to add up. Over time, the aluminum can build up in your body faster than your system can get rid of it. A significant peer-reviewed study from 2012 looked into this exact issue. Researchers cooked various foods in aluminum foil and measured the results. They found that cooking acidic foods in foil could increase the aluminum content of a single meal by several hundred milligrams. They concluded that it's not advisable to use aluminum foil for cooking, especially with acidic foods. This isn't just a random theory, it's backed by scientific research that shows a measurable increase. So why are experts cautious about this? Why does this buildup matter? While the science is still evolving, several studies have suggested potential links between high aluminum levels in the body and certain health issues. Now, it's really important to say this doesn't mean you should panic. The goal here is awareness, not fear. Some research has pointed to a possible connection between long-term aluminum exposure and effects on brain function. Other studies have looked at its potential impact on bone health, as aluminum can interfere with how your body uses calcium. People with kidney problems are also at higher risk, because their kidneys are responsible for filtering out excess metals from the body. And if they aren't working at full capacity, aluminum can accumulate more easily. Again, the key takeaway isn't that using foil once will cause a major health problem. It's about understanding that chronic exposure adds an unnecessary burden on your body, and it's a risk that's incredibly easy to avoid. With that in mind, there are specific groups of people who should be extra careful about cooking with aluminum foil. First, children. Their bodies are smaller and still developing, making them more vulnerable to the effects of heavy metals. The same goes for the elderly, whose bodies might not be as efficient at filtering out substances. And as we just mentioned, anyone with pre-existing kidney issues needs to be particularly mindful, as their ability to excrete aluminum is already compromised. But it's not just about these specific groups. If you're someone who cooks daily, and foil is your go-to for roasting vegetables, baking fish, or covering casseroles, this matters more than you might think. Your daily habits are what create long-term exposure. Think about how often you reach for that roll of foil. If it's a daily staple in your kitchen for cooking, not just for storage, then you're exactly the person who could benefit most from making a simple change. The great news is that there are so many safe, easy, and effective alternatives to aluminum foil. You don't have to sacrifice convenience or results. The number one best swap for lining baking sheets or wrapping food for the oven is parchment paper. It's non-stick, heat-resistant, and won't react with your food. For baking dishes, glass or ceramic bakeware is perfect. They heat evenly, are completely non-reactive, and you can often serve straight from the dish. When you're roasting or grilling, a good quality stainless steel pan, grill basket, or even a cast iron skillet can do the job beautifully. These materials are stable at high temperatures and won't leach anything into your food. The best part: your food will taste exactly the same. You'll get the same delicious texture, the same browning, the same everything, just without the added risk. It's a simple switch that makes a big difference. Before we wrap up, let's quickly debunk a few common myths. Myth number 1: aluminum foil is safe for everything. As we've seen, that's false. It's generally fine for storing cold food or briefly covering a dish, but it's not ideal for cooking, especially with acidic or salty ingredients. Myth number 2: it's only dangerous if you actually eat the foil. Also false. The danger comes from the invisible aluminum particles that transfer into your food during the cooking process. You don't have to eat the foil itself. And finally, myth number 3: one use doesn't matter. This one is tricky. While a single use is unlikely to harm a healthy person, the problem is that it's rarely just one use. It becomes a habit, and it's the cumulative effect of that habit that poses a potential risk. Context is everything. So, after hearing all this, have you been cooking with aluminum foil in these ways? Let me know in the comments. Just comment the word foil down below if this is something you've been doing, and if you found this video helpful, please share it with someone you know who loves to cook. They'll thank you for it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.